Okay, so Rutgers gets a top 10 win, but it's not what you may think, and you're probably wondering who. It's Rutgers Wrestling. Let's get to it. So, Rutgers athletic program gets a top 10 dub. It's deja vu all over again with the outcome of this match coming down to the last match with Yaroslav Slavikowski, and Rutgers pulls out a 16. Rutgers Wrestling pulls out a 16-15 victory over number 10 Illinois, and thank goodness, because Illinois is pissing me off in football and basketball, and they're ranked number 10 in wrestling. Enough of this already. We get a top 10 win. It's our first one. I think it's 2019 against Wisconsin, so that's 6 years ago. And as Rutgers athletic programs are finding, at least in the major sports, struggling with getting over the Big Ten bugaboo, we get a top 10 win. And like Ohio State, coming down to the last match that we lost on a takedown late, Yaroslav, who's number 7, has a 4-1 victory over number 10, Luke Luffman. And that actually tied it up at 15-15, but we got the 16-15 win in match points. So we get a top 10 win. It's something. It's not basketball. It's not football. But, I like wrestling. I like to follow wrestling. I went to Rutherford High School, and when I was in high school, we were district champs 3 years in a row. Unfortunately, we could not get by the monster that was Pascack Hills and Bucky Raines teams. They were ranked number 1 in the nation. They had the Catalfo brothers, Tom Husted, all-state champs, and going to the regional matches, it was like which was in Hackensack. You'd go to the regional matches, and you would think it was like a Pascack Hills dual meet because it was all Pascack Hills guys. So. Glad to see that wrestling gets a big win. We're now 11-4, 3-2 in the Big Ten. Illinois, who was number 10, 8-3, and 3-3 in the Big Ten. We got the win. Again, it was a close match. All of the wins by decisions, in addition to Yaroslav, number 14, Joseph Oliveri at 141, number 19, Dean Peterson, who had a big win, the only win, against Penn State, gets back-to-back Big Ten wins at 125. Number 22, Jackson Turley at 174. Number 31, Connor Herrera at 157, out of Pennsylvania. Highly ranked Pennsylvania guy. 8 of the 10 matches decided by 4 points or less. 4 of our 5 wins come against ranked opponents. So, that's another good sign. I think, with wrestling being how dominant the Big Ten is, we're not going to be able to make a leap like you might be able to make in basketball or even football. Because Big Ten teams are entrenched with their recruiting, and they're really good. Penn State, year after year, they have that pipeline. Iowa for years, Ohio State, Michigan. Nonetheless, I think if we take incremental steps, getting inside the top 10, I feel would be a big deal. We had a couple of matches, this time around as well, where, some tough losses, close losses. Number 9, Dylan Scheuer at 133, almost beat number 2, Lucas Bird. Pulled out a 6-5 decision over Dylan. And number 20, Andrew Clark, loses another tough one to number 12, Cannon Webster. Shane Cartagena-Walls at 184. He loses a tough decision. Number 12 Edmund Ruth. Number 17, John Posnowski loses a close one to number 13, Zach Blonagel, 4-2. That one gave Illinois a 15-12 lead right before Yaroslav's win. And I got to tell you, when the match always seems to come down to you, although it didn't against Penn State. Pressure's on. It's not the team, it's you against your opponent. And Yaroslav pulls out the 4-1 win. Congratulations to Rutgers Wrestling. And next up, number 8 Minnesota. Again, Minnesota. Who would have thought that they would have had be inside the top 10 in wrestling? But they are. We go out to Minneapolis next week and wrestle them on Sunday. And then that's the last really hard match. So we have Maryland, which should be when they have a winning record. I don't know what they might be, 8-6. Michigan State and Penn, all teams with winning records but very beatable. If we run 4 in a row and, we get to 15-4 and we're 6-2 in the Big Ten, that's good stuff. I mean, that, now, of course, when it comes down to, the tournament and these are individual matches that add up to team points. But this might be the year, which maybe didn't kind of look that way for a couple matches there, where we do wind up inside the top 10. Big Ten tournament is a whole another animal. We know who the top dogs are going to be. But nonetheless, if we can make incremental steps and start building towards being a top half of the Big Ten, that would be progress in Rutgers athletics. And who knows, maybe it's wrestling that provides the momentum going forward for Rutgers athletics. Everybody enjoy Rutgers wrestling. Ranked win, beating number 10 Illinois. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your week. And we will see you